Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. This is the 17th video of the Learning and Evolving from Past Practitioners series, a video series aiming to introduce important historical figures in the internal style of martial arts and Xiu Dao practice. Before introducing today's historical figure, please take a look at this photo. It shows a scene from a Tai Chi performance that has become popular in China in recent decades. Hundreds of people dressed uniformly performing Tai Chi together. This kind of performance highlights the mass appeal, widespread practice, health benefits of Tai Chi, and represents part of Chinese culture. Even for those who don't particularly enjoy Tai Chi, such a grand and majestic display is still very pleasing to the eye. But is this more of a new or modern activity? Most people would probably say yes, since group Tai Chi performance seem to have only appeared in recent decades. Unfortunately, that popular answer is incorrect. Before we continue, let's look at that photo taken nearly 100 years ago, documenting a collective Tai Chi practice. This kind of activity already existed close to a century ago. The person who initiated it was Chu Minyi. He can be considered one of the earliest pioneers in China to recognize and promote the health benefits of Tai Chi as a group exercise. Moreover, he also invented some Tai Chi training equipments, which we will introduce one by one today. Before going forward, I'd like to answer some questions asked by community members about last week's video introducing Yang Shengfu. German sausage are the worst, says quote. I'm learning both Yang style and Chen style from two different teachers. Do you think there is a benefit to learning them both, or should I concentrate on just one? End quote. My answer to this question is that it is always beneficial to learn more, but it is not a good idea to learn both at the same time, as different styles have different body structures, which should be practiced one by one instead of potentially mixing them together. So, if I were you, I would only focus on one of them, or at least focus on one of them at one moment, then move on to another one in the future. I hope my answer helps. Michael the shoemaker says, quote, if my understanding is correct, then Lutang integrated his knowledge of Xingyi and Bagua into his newly acquired knowledge of Tai Chi. Wang Xiangzhai similarly integrated these styles into one system. How did they end up being so different? End quote. It is a very interesting question, and I'd like to give a brief answer. First of all, Lutang's Tai Chi is based on Wu Hao style, which he learned from Hao Weizhen for a couple of months before developing his Tai Chi practice. Actually, Lutang himself never called his Tai Chi the Sun style. It was his students who later on did so in order to promote the style. So Lutang added some Xingyi stepping into his Tai Chi practice, but it was still Tai Chi. As for Wang Xiangzhai, he developed his Yi Quan based on Xingyi. He did not practice Tai Chi or Bagua, but may have borrowed some concepts of Bagua and Tai Chi into his practice. As a result, Sun created Sun style Tai Chi, and Wang created Yi Quan. Tai Chi and Yi Quan are two totally different styles. By the way, the so-called integration of three styles as one is just an idea and approach, which is more of a marketing term than a reality. I hope my answer helps, and thank you for asking. Now, let's move on to Chu Minyi, today's main topic. Chu Minyi was born in 1884 and died in 1946. His death was not from natural causes. He was executed by the nationalist government on charges of treason for collaborating with the Japanese during the Japan invasion of China. He was from Wuxing, Zhejiang province, and came from a family of doctors. His father, Chu Jitian, was a renowned local physician. From a young age, Chu Minyi studied classical Chinese literature. Later, he learned English from an American and read both Chinese and Western literature works. In 1903, he went to Japan to attend high school and then entered university to study political economy. While in Japan, he participated in political activities as an overseas student. In 1906, he went to France for further studies. During his time there, he published progressive periodicals such as New Century Monthly or 新世纪月刊 and World Pictorial or 世界画报. In 1911, he returned to Shanghai and engaged in political activities. A few years later, he went back to France to further political work. In 1920, he and some friends founded the Franco-Chinese Institute of Lyon, or Institute Franco-Chinois de Lyon, where he served as vice president. That same year, he went to study medicine in Strasbourg and obtained a doctorate in medicine. At the end of 1924, he returned to China to become a professor and acting president of Guangdong University, also serving concurrently as the dean of its medical school. He later held various positions, including standing chairman of the nationalist government's medical committee, member of the Ministry of Education Committee, and executive supervisory member of the Shanghai Medical Association. In 1932, he was appointed Secretary General of the Executive Yuan or 行政院. In 1940, when Wang Jingwei's pro-Japanese puppet government was established in Nanjing, Chu Minyi served as its vice premier and concurrently as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. It's important to clarify here that the government Chu Minyi served in 1940 was a pro-Japanese regime, which was different from the nationalist government at the time that was leading the resistance against Japan. In 1945, after China won the war of resistance against Japan, Chu Minyi was captured by the ruling Nationalist Party. He was tried by the Supreme Court of Jiangsu Province and sentenced to death on charge of collaborating with the enemy and conspiring against his own country. Chu Minyi himself was a highly knowledgeable man and had a doctorate in medicine. He was also a forward-thinking and exceptional political activist. Unfortunately, fate dealt him a cruel hand. He was born into a turbulent area and was ultimately labeled a traitor to the nation. His end was a tragic one. However, Chu Minyi was passionately devoted to martial arts and attained a high level of mastery. He was an outstanding inheritor of Tai Chi and can rightfully be regarded as the top master of his generation. In 1925, Chu became a disciple of Wu Jianquan, the founder of Wu style Tai Chi, and studied diligently. The widespread popularity of Wu style Tai Chi is closely linked to Chu Minyi's dedicated promotion of it. When Master Wu Jianquan moved south to Shanghai in 1928 and began teaching there, Chu took full advantage of his influential government positions to vigorously promote Wu style Tai Chi. He poured considerable energy into researching Tai Chi and leveraging his official status. The Chinese Martial Arts Association and founded the magazine Public Health or 大众健康. He strongly advocated for the popularization and scientific development of traditional martial arts, believing that only Tai Chi, translated quote, nurtures both body and mind, fosters learning and cultivation, and is suitable for all people, young and old, weak and strong, without causing harm. He asserted, translated quote, if we are to promote martial arts, it should begin with the promotion of Tai Chi. He also produced a film specifically to introduce Wu style Tai Chi. Let's first take a look at his Tai Chi form.
中国国民政府行政院秘书长楚民义博士，他对于体育是很努力的提倡和研究，并且创造许多新的健身方法，所以他现在已经53岁了，还具有壮年的体魄。现在楚博士表演一段极简单的太极拳。我们要知道，太极拳的动作是要慢慢的、柔软的、均匀的、继续不断的，一动就全身都动，而动必走环形，使呼吸与血沫能同天空的行云和江河的流水一样的自然流畅。练习的时候，要两腿稍微弯曲，好像骑马的姿势，以便于做腹呼吸，使重心下沉，身体稳定。不像普通的运动专练力，也不像静静的默坐是专练气。这的确是一种使身体强健的最好的运动。
In the film, he also demonstrated training equipment he invented, the Tai Chi ball and the Tai Chi stick, designed to overcome the limitation of push hands practice requiring two people. Let's take a look at that as well.
练习的方法有两种，一种是一个人单独练的，一种是两个人互相练的。刚才所表演的是一个人单独练习的方式，至于两个人互相练习，是要两人的程度平衡才可合作，常常又找不着对手的困难。楚博士为求解决这个困难，又费了很长时间的研究，创造两样科学化的器械来替代。这两样器械就是一根棍和一个球。诸位看，为什么这根棍在楚博士的身上能够这样自动地滚来滚去？因为这根自转的棍是用8根可以自由伸缩的橡皮带系住的，所以能够随人力的方向而转移。只要你略微用力，从上下左右前后发生种种动作，这根棍都能随你的意思运转自如，和对人练习的时候是一样的。现在楚博士来表演这个太极球了，这是一个25磅重的铜球，是拿一根橡皮带挂着的。练习的人站在球的前面或是后面，做种种太极拳的姿势，于是这个铜球也可以就跟这个太极棍一样， 随着人力的方向，上下左右前后做环形的转动。
During this period, Chu Minyi accomplished several major achievements in the world of martial arts. I will highlight two of them here. First, he reorganized the Chinese Martial Arts Association, or 中华武术协会, and founded the magazine Public Health, or 大众健康. As a senior official in the nationalist government, Chu used his political influence to restructure the association and made Tai Chi its primary focus for promotion. To spread Tai Chi more widely, he promoted its health and wellness benefits to the great extent possible. He gave numerous public lectures emphasizing that Tai Chi nourished both body and mind, foster learning and cultivation, and is suitable for all people, young and old, weak and strong, without causing harm. This was also the main purpose behind his founding of the magazine Public Health, or 大众健康, to actively promote Tai Chi to the public. Second, he adapted Wu-style Tai Chi. In order to accelerate the popularization of Wu-style Tai Chi across the country, Chu made a bold move. He simplified the traditional form. Traditional Wu-style Tai Chi was quite difficult to learn and required years of practice to master, but Chu felt an urgent need to spread Tai Chi nationwide. Toward that goal, he created a simplified, easy-to-learn version of Tai Chi. Through experimentation and innovation, he eventually developed the earliest version of Tai Chi gymnastics, or 太极操. In 1931, Chu published a book titled Tai Chi Gymnastics. After its release, it immediately attracted the attention of many government officials and warlords, who began practicing Wu-style Tai Chi. Scholars and intellectuals also joined the wave, making Wu-style Tai Chi the most popular school of Tai Chi at the time. Thanks to Chu Minyi's vigorous promotion, Wu Jianquan, his master, became one of the most influential martial arts masters in China, North and South. Chu's efforts played a vital role in distinguishing Wu-style Tai Chi from other schools, helping it stand out and thrive. This contribution is an undeniable historical fact. Therefore, Chu Minyi pioneered in promoting Tai Chi as the means of improving public health and simplifying its movements to enable rapid, widespread adoption. His method of promoting Tai Chi for fitness preceded China's later national Tai Chi health campaigns by nearly half a century. Moreover, 100 years ago, he was the first person to envision using scientific method to study and promote Tai Chi, a pioneering effort with far-reaching influence. On April 22, 1946, Chu Minyi was sentenced to death on charges of treason. On August 23, at the age of 63, he was executed in a prison in Suzhou. It is said that just before his execution, Chu Minyi made one final request, translated quote, remove my shackles, let me perform one last round of Tai Chi, and translated quote. On the day of the execution, Chu reportedly performed a full set of Wu-style Tai Chi. Some even say that he was shot 5 times and collapsed in the posture of a white crane spread its wings. This is a legendary story about him. Chu Minyi was executed by the nationalist government for political reasons. However, because of the political baggage surrounding his name, the development of a Wu-style Tai Chi after 1949, when the Communist Party came to power, was also affected to some extent. There are now stories buried in the past. So, the next time you see hundreds of people performing Tai Chi together, you should remember Chu Minyi. When you hear about the research into the health benefit of Tai Chi, he should be the first person who came to mind. When considering the great historical masters of Wu-style Tai Chi, Chu Minyi must be remembered. And when thinking about the Tai Chi training equipment, we shouldn't forget the tools he invented. Now, let's take a look at his project demonstration. So that was Chu Minyi. That brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you all found today's topic interesting and informative. Please post your questions about Chu Minyi, his practice, or his lineage in the comment section. I will answer them for you in the first part of next week's video. Thanks for watching. See you next time and enjoy your practice.